Far from the warm tropical waters of the Pacific Ocean, there is a dark, frozen, violent world. A place so dangerous to explore that we know precious little about it. Finding anything alive there was once believed to be impossible. For decades, scientists assumed these oceans were lifeless. Conditions are so extreme that even the cells that make up all living things would be destroyed. Chemical reactions would stall. Any creature large enough to be seen with the naked eye should have been impossible. The first real glimpse of life beneath the ice came in the early 20th century, when scientific expeditions began dropping nets and probes through cracks in the frozen ocean. Their discovery confirmed what scientists had long suspected. These waters produce life on an extraordinary scale. It is home to giants. In this video, we journey into the Antarctic Ocean, the impossible ocean, where life defies every expectation, one of the last unexplored frontiers on Earth. Here, seawater remains liquid below zero because salt is forced out as ice forms, creating dense, super cold brine that sinks into the depths. This sinking water drags oxygen with it. Pressure increases relentlessly with every meter of descent, crushing unprotected cells and warping proteins into useless shapes. At 2,000 meters, the pressure is 200 times that at the surface. A struggling fish becomes a beacon. A beating heart becomes a target. Above the ice, katabatic winds pour downhill from the Antarctic interior. For half the year, the sun never rises. For the other half, it never sets. Early expeditions were limited by technology and endurance. Nets tore apart soft-bodied animals, reducing them to unrecognizable fragments. Pressure destroyed fragile creatures before they reached the surface. The most striking feature of Antarctic animals is their size. In warm oceans, survival favors speed, agility, and short lifespans. Here, patience dominates. Growth is slow, measured over decades rather than seasons. Metabolism is suppressed to conserve energy. Aging itself is delayed, as if time moves differently beneath the ice. Animals are not racing against time. They are enduring it. This endurance captured global attention in February 2007, when a New Zealand fishing trawler hauled a long line from 2,000 meters below the surface. The line came up impossibly heavy, straining the winch. Something massive resisted from the darkness. When it finally broke the surface, the crew stepped back. What emerged was not myth, but biology taken to an extreme. A colossal squid, dense and muscular, bearing the largest eyes ever evolved. Each eye measured nearly 30 centimeters across, designed to capture the faintest traces of light in total darkness. Unlike the better-known giant squid, this species is built for power rather than length. Its body is loaded with ammonium compounds that grant near-perfect buoyancy, allowing it to hover motionless in the deep without sinking or rising. Its rotating hooks are not designed to tear prey apart. They lock. Once embedded, escape becomes almost impossible. The hooks rotate on swivels, gripping from multiple angles. This is not a chase predator. It waits in darkness, reading faint flashes of bioluminescence reflected in its enormous eyes. When prey approaches, the strike is sudden and final. No adult colossal squid has ever been filmed alive in its natural habitat. Everything known about it has been reconstructed from scars on whales, partial remains, and rare encounters like this one. It is far from alone. Sea spiders in Antarctic waters grow to sizes never seen elsewhere on Earth. While tropical species measure mere centimeters, Antarctic varieties can span more than 30 centimeters across. Their bodies are so small relative to their legs that there is no room for vital organs. Digestion, reproduction, and oxygen absorption all occur within their limbs. Giant isopods roam the seafloor like armored machines. Their metabolism runs so slowly they can survive years without eating. When food finally arrives, it arrives suddenly. A sinking whale becomes a feast that reshapes the ecosystem. These creatures gorge until they are physically unable to move, remaining swollen and motionless for weeks while digestion unfolds at its own pace. Around these events, entire communities assemble in a feeding frenzy that can last for years. Specialized bacteria capable of digesting bone bloom across the carcass, breaking down calcium and phosphorus. Worms with no mouths rely entirely on symbiotic microbes. Some Antarctic jellyfish trail tentacles longer than a city bus. Invisible threads stretch through black water, waiting for prey to blunder into them. Others have abandoned stinging entirely, deploying massive curtains of tissue that billow outward, wrapping around victims and drawing them slowly inward. Glass sponges anchor to rock and sediment, their skeletons built from silica drawn directly from seawater. They grow millimeter by millimeter, forming rigid towers and branching structures that redirect currents and create shelter for countless smaller organisms. Fish here defy expectation just as profoundly. Antarctic icefish circulate clear blood, having lost hemoglobin entirely over millions of years of evolution. In warmer waters, this would be fatal. Hemoglobin is essential for transporting oxygen. Here, oxygen is so abundant in the cold water that diffusion alone is sufficient. Their bodies compensate with enlarged hearts that pump blood more forcefully. Gigantism here follows predictable physical principles. Cold water holds more dissolved oxygen, allowing large bodies to function efficiently. Low temperatures slow metabolism, reducing energy requirements. Some Antarctic invertebrates live for a century or more. Fish mature over decades, reaching reproductive age only after 20 or 30 years. During the short Antarctic summer, sunlight ignites massive blooms of phytoplankton beneath the ice, transforming the water into a rich soup of microscopic plants. Krill swarm upward to feed, filtering water through specialized appendages and converting photosynthetic cells into dense packets of fat and protein. They store this energy within their bodies. When food disappears, they shrink, reducing their metabolic demands to survive months of starvation. Almost everything here depends on them. Leopard seals use the underside of ice as camouflage, their mottled bodies blending with the fractured surface. They attack from below, surging upward with explosive speed. Orcas cooperate in coordinated hunting strategies, generating waves that wash seals from floating ice or separating individuals from their groups. Squid use counter-illumination, producing bioluminescent light on their bellies to erase their silhouette when viewed from beneath, becoming invisible against the faint glow filtering down from above. Even apex predators face threats in these waters. Sperm whales descend into darkness using echolocation powerful enough to stun prey, emitting clicks so intense they can disorient squid before physical contact. This ocean is not empty. It is patient. Every organism is tuned for endurance. Growth replaces speed, longevity replaces abundance, survival replaces excess. In a world where food disappears for half the year and light vanishes entirely, life has not retreated. It has adapted beyond expectation. The Antarctic Ocean remains one of the least explored environments on Earth. New species are discovered on nearly every expedition. Remotely operated vehicles descend into trenches and film creatures that defy classification. Processes are observed that challenge what biology believed possible, forcing scientists to reconsider fundamental assumptions about life itself. This frozen ocean is not a relic of the past. It is a blueprint for survival at the edge of existence. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.